Well, Monday night has come around once again.
All the way.
All the way, like it does 4 or 5 times a month. And we're usually here most Monday nights. We were not here last week, but this week we're back, and we have a couple of great guests. Erik, Sheppard, and Carol Rathe are joining us tonight from the Voiceover Agents Alliance, and they're going to talk about the Voiceover Agents Alliance.
What's
sense.
that? Stay tuned and find out.
And we have some tech questions?
I think we do, right over there.
Well,
Thank goodness.
They're right there.
It would be a short show.
That's right. So stay tuned. Voiceover Body Shop coming up right now.
2 men, twin sons from different mothers, with a passion for voiceover recording technology and the desire to make recording easy for voice actors everywhere. Together, in one place, George Whittam, the home studio engineer to the stars, a Virginia Tech grad with an unmatched knowledge of all the latest gear and technology in voiceover today. Dan Leonard, the home studio master, a voice actor with over 30 years experience in broadcasting and recording, and a no-holds-barred, myth-busting attitude for teaching you how easy it is. Together, finally, to bring you all the latest technology, the superstars of voiceover today, and leading the discussion on how to make the most of your voiceover business. This is VoiceOver Body Shop.
VoiceOver Body Shop is brought to you by VoiceOverEssentials.com, home of Harlan Hogan signature products. Source Elements, makers of Source Connect, Source Connect Pro, and Source Connect Now. VO2GoGo.com, everything you need to become a successful voice artist. VoiceOver Extra, your daily resource for VO success. Visi Demos, your audio demo never looked so good. The VO Dojo, take your voiceover career all the way. And by VoiceActorWebsites.com, where your voice actor website shouldn't be a pain in the butt.
And now, live from their super secret multimedia studio in Sherman Oaks, California, here are George Whittam and Dan Leonard.
Good evening. I'm Dan Leonard.
And I'm George Whittam.
And this is VoiceOver
Body Shop.
or VOBS.
Jack, you missed your cue.
Yeah, come on now.
Take 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
we're back.
We're back after missing each other for a whole week.
Oh, man, I missed you, buddy.
I missed you too, man. Oh, it's like, you have a Monday night off and you're like, gee, we could watch a movie or something or go out for dinner. And I think we did. I think we did both. But tonight we have some great guests. My agent, Erik Sheppard, and Carol Rathe, also from the Voiceover Agents Alliance. And we're going to learn all about that. If you've got any questions about that, throw it into the chat room because the amazing Jack Daniels is right here taking note of everything that's said in there and throwing those questions to us and then to our guests. But also, if you have a tech question, you can also ask that in the chat room as well. And we've got a couple of tech questions tonight.
We do.
And that'll be what this show is all about.
So there's no news tonight.
Well, there is
formal news.
No, but you can run the news thing anyway.
Shall we?
We should.
All right, let's do it.
And now, the VoiceOver Extra VOBS News, the latest and most comprehensive voiceover industry news, brought to you live.
And 3, 2.
All righty. Well, we don't have any actual news tonight. I think John Florian is somewhere. He was very busy this week. So instead, we have an actual news story, which was Hurricane Irma.
Well, yeah, I would say it was news.
I mean,
Holy cow.
I was watching enwrapped in the coverage of this. I mean, I was watching the Weather Channel and a few of the networks, and the coverage was amazing because they were really able to use technology to put people in the middle of the stupidest place for human beings to ever possibly be.
A storm like this is like Weather Channel's Super Bowl.
It was.
I mean,
and Jim Cantori was actually saying that as he's standing there as the eye wall hits just outside of Fort Myers, Florida, and he's wearing a helmet and a flak jacket. Literally. And, you know, and there's palm fronds flying past him. But he was like so amazed by it because the sky was changing brightness. And he's like, what? Look at the sky. Can you see this? It's changing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing coverage. And it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah. I haven't gotten too many firsthand accounts on the damage yet. I know we saw some shots from one of our friends, Joe, and I've seen a few people on Facebook mention they're returning to their homes now and assessing the damage. Nobody I know specifically, or at least I've seen on Facebook, has had major damage yet that I've seen. Thank goodness.
Right. It wasn't like Houston where it was like the water would come up because, one, there was no major storm surge.
Not a big one.
And there was only about a foot of rain in some places. So, however, if you did suffer some damage to your voiceover studio, one, we're quite sorry. And two, if you need some help, we're available to help you out. And
just email the guys at VOBS.tv, and Dan and I will figure out the best way to get you the assistance you need. You know, either one of us will be able to help you, or
or any social media thing that's out there. You know, let people know that you need some help. This is a great community, and they will help you out. And,
I mean, stuff that happens when your place gets wet, like. Your gear doesn't have to be physically underwater to get ruined or at least damaged. If you had your microphone out, you know, and it's extremely wet in your home for a week, then you get moisture, or worse yet, mildew or other things that can
mildewed mic.
Yeah, that can get on the microphone, and that could ruin the mic if you don't clean it. So those are little things you have to look for to be sure it's okay. You might also have a very little coat of rust on things.
Oh, not good.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be amazed at how quickly rust can form. So check all your gear out, run it through a bunch of tests, record and listen back. If you've got slightly dirty connections, do a little connection exercising, you know, in and out, plug, unplug, knobs, twist, clean contacts, stuff like that.
You know, see if there's like bad contacts and stuff like that. Yeah. It's important to say, you know, important to take a look at. You know, some people don't think about their equipment, you know, the way they should. I mean, you should be like a photographer, cleaning your lenses, checking your focal lengths, doing all those things to take care of your equipment.
Yeah, we can get a little complacent because the gear is, with a home studio, the gear is just mostly static. It's just sitting there, and it's kind of always at the ready.
Right.
Photographers, their gear is always going out, in, out, in, out. So every time they're cleaning it and checking it. We tend to not do that.
Well, we should, though.
We should. I can just as lazy as the next person. I leave my Mac running 24 hours a day, and I tend not to think to do anything until something goes wrong.
Right.
So it's a good idea to reboot, too.
All right. Well, our best wishes to all the people down there, and hopefully the people are recovering down in Houston as well.
Yeah.
Boy, what an amazing year of hurricanes and stuff like that.
It's not over yet, technically. There's more to come. Hopefully nothing like what just happened.
No.
I mean, we're not quite out of the woods yet.
It was the perfect storm, essentially.
Yeah.
But it sure was exciting to watch, to see if my mother-in-law's place was going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't happen. She's in West Palm Beach, and that was like, it rained and it was windy.
Lucky. I have a cousin in Melbourne. He was boarded up. Yeah. He was ready. I think he was fine. My aunt and uncle in Naples, they're the ones I was most concerned about because they were right in the target.
Yeah.
I haven't heard back yet whether they're underwater or not, but I don't think so.
Yeah, and I've got friends in Miami, in Orlando, you know, a couple of people on the West Coast and stuff, but apparently, you know, unless you were out there walking around, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're rambling on about that. Anything interesting in technology this week, aside from you running all the technology this week?
Exactly. New stuff in technology. The latest thing really that I've been dealing with that's most helpful to you guys is when it comes time to buy a new computer versus revamp the one you've already got. Because we were just talking about this.
Right.
You've got a 2011 Mac Mini.
Yep.
I have a 2011 Mac Mini. Another client of mine who I just helped over the weekend Same exact computer.
Great. It was a great computer.
Mac Mini. It is a workhorse of a computer. But like any computer, it can get coated in sludge. Digital sludge internally. This is going to happen with any computer. Unless you're someone that has a computer that has one job, which is record, edit, send audio, and you do nothing else on it. If you install things over the years, or worse off, if you have older computers, older Macs, I'm kind of thinking about Mac, but this can be true for Windows. If you use the system migration or the migration assistant tool, it is so awesome because it's so convenient. But if you do that over the course of several computers over the last 20 years, you're bringing along with you junk from old computers.
Yeah, from your old AT computer from 1985.
Yeah, I was just
shoving floppy disks in there.
I was blown away when I looked at the home drive or the main system drive folder on my client's Mac Mini, and he had a folder on there that said old apps from Mac OS 9. OS 9. So that's over... 16 years old now? I don't know, something like that. So that when I saw that told me, okay, it's time to do more than just a simple reinstallation of the system, not just a simple upgrade of the system. What was going on is we were going from OS 10.10, what's that, El Capitan, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
And we were taking it up to the most current thing as of today, because tomorrow... We'll get into that in a second. Okay. The news is tomorrow, actually, Apple. Okay. Apple's new announcements. But we were taking it up to Sierra. And normally you would just go online, go to the App Store and install the Sierra update. Piece of cake, right? Again, too much old stuff in the system. So what we did a major system upgrade. And frankly, it cost a chunk of money for him to do it. We bought a 1 terabyte SSD. We went to 16 gigs of RAM. That alone cost about $400 in parts. Yeah. Then there was the time from my involvement to do it. I mean, all in all, he probably invested in time and parts $800 to $1,000 upgrading an old computer.
Could he have bought a new Mac Mini for $1,000?
Point. That's my point. Should he have bought a new Mac Mini? And I'm going to argue that no. And the reason I'm going to say no is the new Mac Minis don't have upgradable parts at all, except for the storage. You can't upgrade the memory or anything. So if you don't buy a new Mac Mini that has all the fixins, right, the biggest SSD drive, the most RAM, you're stuck with whatever's in there. Okay. A new Mac Mini with all the fixins and the SSD drive is well over $1,000. Right. It's like $1,500. Also, you can't get a 1 terabyte SSD from Apple in a Mac Mini. They won't sell it to you. So what we ended up with was this hot-rodded computer that ran like a brand new or even newer, like better than new computer, and it had better specs than you can buy today. Now, it's slower in terms of CPU.
But you don't notice that stuff.
You don't notice the CPU stuff unless you're rendering videos, right, doing lots of HD video. If you're just doing audio, you're not going to notice that. Right. But you will notice a slow hard drive. That pinwheel, the little beach ball, or on the Windows, the little hourglass spinning, you're like, oh, come on. That's almost always due to slow hard drives or just being low on memory or RAM. So these upgrades took an older machine and made it feel totally up to date. And it's a lot of work, but if you do it that way, reinstall everything from scratch and then just copy your files back on again. Don't migrate them on. It works beautifully. A little more work, but it's worth it. All right. So that's what I learned over the weekend.
Oh, fabulous. All right. Well, my machine is next.
The news tomorrow, though. We'll talk next week about the news tomorrow. We'll find out what Apple announces at their big press release tomorrow, which is going to be about the new iPhone whatever. Yeah. iPhone X or something.
They should just call it X now. Yeah. All righty. Well, we're going to take a break, and we've got a couple of great tech questions submitted by our fabulous audience out there, and we love getting them, and we'll answer them right after these messages, so don't go away.
Finding a bumper, find me a bumper, yeah.
Mics were hot last time in the ads.
Okay, thanks.
What's a Visi visual voice demo, and why do you need one? A Visi takes your audio-only voice demo and wraps a video around it. The audio track is your voice demo. The video track tells your story and reinforces your brand. And why do you need a Visi? Well, what do people see when they're listening to your demo now? Your voice demo may sound terrific, but if your prospect gets distracted, they may not even remember hearing it. By engaging both their senses, sight and sound, your chances of getting noticed and remembered go way up. Besides, when your demo shows up as a video, you're instantly going to stand out from the crowd of voice talents whose demos are nothing but MP3 files that go in one ear and out the other. Your voice demo never looked so good as it will when it's a Visi demo. Book your Visi visual voice demo today at VisiDemos.com.
Okay. VO2GoGo.com, the best way to become a successful voice artist. VO2GoGo.com's voiceover curriculum is a 5-time winner of the Backstage Magazine's Reader's Choice for Best VO Classes and Best VO Teacher, David H. Lawrence XVII. It's 36 classes online or in person across a year-long course featuring not just classes in the art of VO, but also in the commerce and science of running your VO business. And each month's class day includes a workout class for all participants. Unlock the entire curriculum at once. Over 45 hours of training videos, audio samples, and live workouts where you can work on mic. Get more details and sign up for the pro membership to save money at vo2gogo.com /, thank you, VOBS. That's vo2gogo.com /VOBS. vo2gogo.com, everything you could possibly need to be a successful voiceover artist.
VoiceOver Body Shop. Learn the latest in voiceover technology. Learn how to get rid of that. VoiceOver Body Shop, 9 Eastern.
This is John Bailey, the Epic Voice, and you're watching VOBS.TV, Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9:30.
And we're back here on VoiceOver Body Shop.
For real this time.
We are, actually. Doing a great job. You're getting the feel of it again.
Yes, it's all coming back to me.
Oh, good to
There's
know.
no muscle memory to it because a lot of the way we're doing it's totally different than the last time. So.
Okay. But
trial
it's
by fire.
better. And at least it's reliable and it's working, and that's the most important thing.
Yes.
All righty. Well, we got a couple of questions submitted from our great audience,
Yay.
and let's answer them now. First one from our great friend Steve Tardio.
Hey, Steve.
Playing his guitar there. He's still in New York, I think. Right?
He's in New York still?
I actually may have come out this way.
making a transition.
I believe so. Anyway, he has a Mackie 1402 VLZ3 14-track mixing board that used to be used for online radio shows. Now I use the board for my voiceover studio, which is complete overkill, but it gets the job done. I've always wondered about the separate mic gain controls on the first 6 tracks on this board, which XLR inputs for microphones.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still need a standalone mic preamp for my microphone, or are the mic gain controls on the mixing board considered preamps? Also, each mic track on the mixing board has a low cut button, and where you can choose between 75 hertz and 18 dB OCT, whatever that means.
Octave, I think.
Okay. Which setting should I choose there when recording my auditions?
Okay.
As little as possible.
We have a multifaceted question.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. No, it's great. Well, just before the break, I was telling Dan that I had a client shooting out the preamps between a Focusrite ISA one, which is a respectable mid $500-ish range preamp.
Right.
And he also had a Zoom H5, which is a $200, $300 handheld recorder.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a little microphone preamp shoot out between the two. And what did we discover? There was negligible difference between the two. They were incredibly similar. The ISA has a variable impedance, and that made a difference. I had them recorded at 5 different settings.
It'll change the coloration of the mic a little bit.
Like started out at the low impedance a little more warm, and as you went to higher impedance, it got less warm and more bright. So it's almost like a tone control. It was interesting. Anyway, what's my point? Point is the preamps built into all these other devices now are getting really good.
Right.
And the Mackie is no exception. I mean, ever since the VLZ series started, the Pro and the 3 and the 4 now.
Is that a
4,
USB out?
It's just a regular classic analog mixer.
Okay.
No USB goes in, goes out.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like the board we have here without the USB part.
Okay.
The first 6 channels with preamps, yeah, those have trim controls because those are gain controls.
Mm-hmm.
Those are true mic preamps. So can you use that as your preamp? Yeah, absolutely. I always say what sounds good, whatever sounds good is good. And if that sounds good to you and you're getting a good clean audio signal, use that.
Right.
What he didn't tell us is what else is in the studio. Like, how is he getting audio into the computer?
Right.
He's just asking about the board. But yeah, those are mic preamps in the truest sense of the word, and they do have gain. What I recommend is set the slider, the little fader at the bottom, at U for unity. That's about, 3/4 of the way up, I think, on that thing. And set it there. Set your main mix at unity. So everything's basically at 12 o'clock, at nominal. Then look at your meters on the board. Talking to your mic, you should be hitting into the yellow a little bit. Something like that is pretty good. If you're not, turn up the trim, the gain, little tiny black gain trim knob, turn that up to get more level. If you're too hot, turn it down. Once you find the sweet spot on that, you're good. Don't use the faders. Don't use the faders to control levels.
Put a big piece of duct tape over it.
Yeah. You want everything to be at unity because you'll get the best sound quality that way. The least distortion, the least noise.
All right.
That gives you the best sound quality.
Yeah.
And
now,
then,
what about the EQ on a board? Because he was talking about low-cut filters and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that board has a low-cut button. When you press it, this one has it as well. They call it a high-pass filter.
Which is what a low-cut is.
It's the same, different way of saying the same thing. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's that will remove low end. That will reduce the sensitivity of the low end on the mic.
Right.
In 95% of the cases for a voice actor, that's probably a good thing.
If they've got a rumble that's under 100 hertz or something like that, like an air conditioner or things like that. Yeah. Although primarily designed more for live performance to prevent rumbling and feedback from that sort of thing.
Yeah, it does still serve a purpose, though, for voiceover. It's oftentimes quite helpful. So I usually recommend it. Again, go by your ear. Which one sounds better? What position sounds better? That board also has equalizer knobs. It has a treble, mid-range, and a bass knob. I almost always leave those at just right up the middle at 12 o'clock. If your board doesn't have a high-pass filter and you want to reduce a little low end, you can turn down the LF, low-frequency knob, just a little bit to reduce that. But
And some microphones have that on board. They have a high-pass filter and a 20 dB cut and all that kind of stuff.
A pad,
So you got lots of choices.
We got more notes here because that's what's cool about a live show. And Jack,
he's using a Scarlett 6i6.
Oh, a 6i6, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
so he should just have the line out from the board going into the 6i6.
I think so. Yeah. There's when you have a mixer and an audio interface like the Scarlett, there are a lot of different ways to set things up. I can tell you, because you could use the preamp of the Scarlett and run that through the board. There's a lot of different ways to do it. When people work with us on things like that, I know for me, I'll have people record themselves in all these different configurations, and we'll settle on what sounds the best. And we'll also settle on what's easier to use.
Right.
Sometimes ease of use can trump sound quality a little bit.
Keep
it a pain in the neck.
Simple.
Yeah, if it's a pain in the neck, that's not going to be fun either.
Right. So does that help, Steve?
I hope that helps,
Okay,
Steve.
It probably does. Okay, we have one here from Jenna. She has an interface question. Would the M Audio M track 2-channel portable USB audio and MIDI interface, 24-bit, 48 kilohertz, be comparable to the UR22, which is made by...
That's Steinberg.
Steinberg, exactly.
Yamaha Steinberg.
Which one do you prefer and why? Well, generally, preference is one of those things that what works best for you, because every voice is different, every room is different, every microphone responds differently to people. Yeah. So usually when we talk to people about this stuff, we go, well, how do you sound on what you have now? A lot of times, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And if you have something and the equipment you have, if it's not too old, which is really the only reason you would replace anything, except apparently your 2011 Mac Mini, generally you don't have to worry about that type of equipment. As you were saying, there's not a huge difference between the preamps in these things.
None. It's splitting hairs with a voiceover track. If you have a great mic and, unless you have a perfect room with very low noise, the differences are so subtle. I always say they're shades of mauve. If you've ever done the carpet samples, which shade of mauve do you want, honey? It gets to be a little bit like that. The M-Track, I think the M-Track, if I'm correct, is a portable recorder, like a little handheld recorder.
I used to have one of those.
Isn't that what that is?
The M-Track?
It can be an interface too, I think.
Yes, it can.
But
it's kind of analog on its output, though.
I would I'd go to the UR22 because it's much more modern, much newer.
And the preamps in it are excellent.
Really good preamps.
Yeah.
Actually, here's some tech news.
Okay.
I just discovered while I was setting up a UR242, because the 22 wasn't in stock when I was at the store for this client over the weekend. We got a 242. I just found out that the driver now has a loopback feature.
Ooh, nice.
So in the same way that the Yamaha
AG03 or 6
has a switch for that, the drivers on the Steinberg stuff, the UR series, now all have a loopback function. You can click a little checkbox, and now you have a loopback. And I believe that goes, they say it's for all UR hardware. So that goes all the way down to the UR12, which is like an $80 interface. So now for $80, you can get a UR12, check the loopback, and you can do the holy grail, which is playing back a take over Skype.
Yeah.
Without extra stuff.
Yeah. So Jenna, the UR22.
Yeah, I'd say definitely give it a shot. I haven't tested that feature out personally yet. I just discovered that feature over the weekend, but Yamaha and Steinberg are now the same company. I think Yamaha owns Steinberg, and so they're probably trying to bake more features from like the Yamaha gear into the Steinberg. I think it's brilliant. I'm glad they did it. They understand who their users are.
Yeah, I love my AG03. It works great for me at my desk.
It is great. I'm going to call your name out, okay? Rick Wasserman. He can handle it. He's a big boy. He's got the AG03, and he uses it on the road. It's his road rig. And he's on the road a lot because he works out in theater in different states. He had no audio in his headphones one day, and he freaked out. And I didn't do the diligent thing of troubleshooting, which is follow the steps. He went, literally bought another AG03.
Yeah.
Only to find out it was the headphone jack adapter that was flaking out on him.
Very expensive little adapter.
Yes, that was an expensive. Bottom line is, though, for somebody that uses it every day like he does, having a second one on hand, not a bad idea.
They're $120.
Yeah, they're not expensive. When you're relying on pieces of equipment like that are relatively inexpensive to do a job where you get paid quite handsomely, you really probably should have a spare.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. So I'm glad he figured all this out on his own.
Wow.
Go Rick.
He's a smart guy.
He is a smart guy. But yeah, have a spare and check your headphone adapters.
All right. Well, as you can hear, especially if you're watching this show or listening to it, you know that George and I know more about this stuff than just about anybody else on God's green earth. And if you need help with your studio, how does one get in touch with you?
Look down at the bottom of
there
the
it is. It's right there. Yeah.
GeorgeTheTech.com. For you geeks, GeorgeThe.tech. You can go over there, and that's how you find me and the services I provide. And Dan, you're over where?
You can find me at homevoiceoverstudio.com, the home of the legendary Specimen Collection Cup, where you click on that, it's a Dropbox. Send me a sample of your raw audio so we can give it an analysis. And if we think you need a little bit of help, I'll do what I can to consult with you and help you learn how to make your audio a little bit better. And that's what we do, and that's why we're here. The other reason we're here is to tell people about what's going on in the voiceover business, and we have a couple of great guests who are going to talk about the Voiceover Agents Alliance. And Erik, Sheppard, and Carol Rathe will be with us in just a couple of minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with them and a great panel discussion right after this.
Stick around.
Newfoundland.
Hi, this is Bill Farmer, and you are watching Voiceover Body Shop. It's great.
That's all my source elements.
Having dinner tonight? How about having some VO, too?
Voiceover Body Shop.
Have some voiceover with your dinner tonight on Voiceover Body Shop, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Yes, my mic was open during the beginning of the commercial break. Whoopee! Anyway, I want to talk about Source Elements, one of our wonderful sponsors here of our show. They're the creators of Source Connect, and if you're a studio owner from the production side or the talent side, this is software you definitely want to consider getting in on and getting accustomed to using. It's a brilliant way to connect between your studio and another studio, streaming audio real time in very, very high quality. It's not as difficult to set up as you might think. They've come up with lots of new technologies such as Source Stream. If you're on version 3.9 with Source Stream, if there's a network connection issue with a firewall or something while you're traveling, Source Stream will negotiate that for you and get around the firewalls and all that and make the connection happen. You got to be on version 3.9, and you have to have a support contract, but you can start using Source Stream right away. That's just one of the new innovations that they've come out with. Their newest version they have a new version coming. I won't say when, but 4 is on the horizon. So if you want to get in on that, stay tuned. But 3.9 has got the best features for voice acting, doing studios remotely. Go check it out at source-elements.com and get a 15-day free trial right away. Tell them we sent you, and thanks a lot for watching. We'll be right back with our wonderful guests.
Are we at minus 4 dB? We're at minus 4 dB on VOBS.
Before time began, there was VOBS.TV. Watch or else.
All right. Well, it's time to talk to our guests. We could talk forever about this stuff, and when we get together, we usually do. But there's been issues in the voiceover business. We had Jeff Umberger on a couple of weeks ago talking about the Voices.com voice bank deal, and it's been, considering some of the stuff that I'm involved with World Voices, it's been sucking my soul dry. The debate, the intrigue, trying to discover what is the best way to deal with this. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the people who it's going to affect the most are by far the agents. And one of the things that's been going on is they've formed the VO Agent Alliance. And joining us now via Zoom are two members of that alliance. We have Carol Rathe and we have my agent, Erik Sheppard. Good evening, folks.
Hi.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your agencies and how you got in the business real quickly, and then we can get into the real meat of the matter. Erik?
I run Voice Talent Productions. I've been a talent. I was a small lad, and I've been an agent for about 12 years now. And that's pretty much my background. Still on the mic on occasion. What is that face? Like somebody farted in the room. What is, God, what horrible things is he saying?
That's my concentration face, by the way. Now you know what it looks like.
Shut up already.
Carol?
No, that's the face I make when I realize I have the wrong shot on the camera right there. So,
yeah. Carol, tell us a little bit about your agency.
Okay, I started out as a voice talent. I was a full-time union voice talent for several years. Then I became a producer and I worked for actual networks and things like that. And then I was hired by somebody with a talent agency to start their broadcast department. And I booked broadcast talent for 15 years in Milwaukee, Chicago, and Atlanta. And then ended up moving to Denver because I love Denver and starting my own business, Go Voices. And Go Voices is dedicated to representing the best talent. I know, Erik, you have the best talent too, but we have great talent, and that is our goal, to have the best talent and represent them as faithfully as we can.
I happen to know a talent from Go Voices. My lovely girlfriend, Maxine Dunn, is one of the talents represented by Go Voices, and she's very happy to be with that agent. I'm really impressed how you guys run things over there at Go Voices. I'm not a talent myself, but listening and watching how she interacts with her agents, you guys have it so dialed. The whole system, the way you submit auditions, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So this is what we want to talk about, is the VoiceOver Agents Alliance. Erik, can you tell us a little bit how it came about? I guess it was in the works before this whole VDC VB thing came up.
It was. I've been fairly outspoken about some of the issues that
you have,
yes. Lowering rates and problems with online casting, and just generally what's happening in the industry is we're all in trouble here. And so I keep saying this, but it really is quite an unprecedented thing that we started talking. It was us and Go Voices and In Both Ears in the beginning. And we just said, hey guys, let's talk. And there's problems that are affecting us, that are affecting the talent. And then by the end of that conversation, we said, let's band together because we still say today, we're stronger together. And since then, quite a lot of others have joined us, and we were working some stuff out. This was a few weeks prior to the big takeover. But that really kind of stoked the fires. And so we were working ludicrously, just kind of nonstop to really get things going and to be able to announce to the world that, this is what we're doing. And our numbers are growing daily. We're adding more agents to the Alliance. And hopefully we're starting to get some things done.
Yeah. Now, but both of your agencies deal with union and non-union talent, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so this whole situation with Voices.com is going to affect everybody across the board. Can you explain the significance of the deal to your business and to the entire industry a little bit? Carol, you go for it.
Oh, I'll start on that. We've been very aware of Voices.com for quite a while because we have been told numerous times by many of our talent that they are seeing the same projects posted there that we are sending to them with different terms. And I am not here to accuse Voices.com or badmouth them, but it was becoming alarming. And I was writing to the clients and saying, why is this project here for different terms? And they didn't know. They're like, I don't know. I don't know why it's less there than what I've offered, but I've offered the same thing to both places. So we began to smell a rat there and begin to wonder what was going on. And then we started asking around what's going on with this site. And we were inundated with people complaining about it. I'm not going to get into what the issues are with it because I don't want to libel them or get myself in trouble for one thing. But it became very alarming that we thought this site was one of the big ones, and all these pay-to-play sites were driving down talent rates and terms. And we think of ourselves as agents as the ones who stand up for talent rates. We stand up for terms. We try to get the very best we can for talent. And if we're being undermined by these sites, we can't be out here on our own anymore. We've got to band together and we've got to work together to stand up for ourselves and our talent, to educate clients, or we're all going to hurt them. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Erik, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know what? One of the main issues, just thinking back to when we first started talking, and again, I've been talking about this for a while too, is the rate started slipping a bit, and then talent just began to accept those rates. So they're accepting lower and lower rates, and now, of course, that becomes the norm. And so the new jobs that are being put out there are for lower and lower. But the really disturbing thing that we had noticed and that we all agreed upon, which is why we get along so swimmingly, is that the agents started doing the same thing. They were guilty of the same behavior, where they're starting to see a bunch of crap come in where there's all kinds of usage thrown on top and the rates are ridiculous. And they're like, screw it, I'll put it out. So it's this insane race to the bottom. And it's one thing when there's talent doing it, and some of them are hobbyists or, weekend warriors, and they say it's beer money, that's fine. I'll do this job for, a small portion of what it's supposed to be. Or, there's all kinds of hidden fees and nonsense being taken out of my pocket, and more importantly, being taken out of the client's pocket, and they don't even, they're paying a certain amount and they think it's going towards talent, and it's not. Very, very much, a huge problem. Again, this huge race to the bottom. So that's why it was important for us to say, hey, listen, we're putting a stop to this. We're making tough decisions, like leaving Voice Bank, which was, detrimental to us. I mean, this was a tool that was used by, every agent out there to some degree. And to say, well, listen, this is how business ought to be run. This is how you should operate ethically and transparently and with diligence and professionalism, which, that seems like an easy thing, like, oh, well, duh. But that's not the norm anymore. So it was a matter of putting this together, saying, this is how we're going to operate. We want to right the ship. And hey, other agents, you're either with us or you're not. And some of them, again, there's more and more agencies that are joining. There's some agencies that we said, you know what, I think you only want to be with us in name. So, we're not ready to work together yet. But those who are ready to fight the fight and walk the walk and stand up, for really to save our industry. I know it sounds kind of grandiose, but it's really, at this point, it's kind of us or nobody. And we're there putting in the work to try to turn things around, because nobody else is, man. Where are the pitchforks? Where are the torches? Everyone's just lying down and taking it. And obviously that's not working, because, you look at the rates that are there and they're going down daily. So, we're all in trouble. Agents, talent, everybody. Yeah. So something had to be done.
Yeah. Well, you've been referring to it in some of your videos as the voiceover apocalypse. Is it really that bad out there?
I've been ringing the bell for a while and saying, listen, we're in trouble. Nah. I said, well, like if these, pay-to-plays are really going to be a problem for us. Nah, it's fine. Or, well, I'm a union talent and, it doesn't affect me. Well, and now it's affecting everybody, not to, like I told you so, but the day of winter is here. The day of reckoning has come. And now we're all seeing, man, I'm turning down, more and more and more of these projects because the rate is so low. Well, yeah, man. We all did this to ourselves. Talent were the ones who started, and then the agents jumped on the bandwagon and just laying down and accepting this garbage. And now, ask anybody how the rates are lately, and they'll tell you. I mean, it's happened already. It's out there. We're in trouble.
Yep.
So we got to turn things around.
So how is the VO Agents Alliance going to fix this or attempt to fix it? What are some of the strategies that you're going to use and some of the programs you're going to try and institute as an alliance to try and right the ship?
Carol.
Yeah, Carol.
First of all, we wanted to get a lot of members of people who represent the best talent, and we're getting all those. We have a lot of agencies jumping on board now. So we want to discuss with each other what's going on, share information, do a lot of PR work, a lot of education work. I mean, this is work. This is getting out there, talking to clients, talking to talent, saying this is the way it should be, this is the way it has to be in order to keep our industry alive and keep good rates and good terms for the talent. And we're willing to do that work. We can be your line in the sand for you. We are willing to do it. And I think, agents have always we've stood on our own. We don't share that much with other agencies because we were all staking out our territory or something. But we've realized that this whole thing is our territory. We are all in this together. And we're willing to be in it together. And agents, God bless us, we're hard workers and we're willing to work hard for our talent and for this industry. We're going to, we have a new casting site up that's very rudimentary, but we're going to have a great one up soon. We are going to work with places like WOVO and GVAA to make sure that good rates are posted online that everybody has access to. We're going to be participating more in conferences than we have in the past Just anything we can do to make sure everybody knows what's going on, to get our PR out there, and to be strong together and say, I won't accept this, and you shouldn't either. And that will help those agents who have been running from the bottom to the bottom, and those talent that have been doing that Erik's been talking about.
So how many have you had join so far?
Do you know, Erik, how many?
I don't know. We're still onboarding, and there's been, a million. Again, some we've said, no, I don't think it's for us. Honestly, I don't know. I think there's 20 or so on the website. There's more to come. We're still really discussing things with other agents. They're reticent because this is unprecedented. It's weird, man. It's weird. I've had people for years ask me, and what do other agents say about this? I don't know, man. We don't hang out at the water cooler, and we don't talk to each other on Facebook like talent do, or try to impress each other. I got a great job today. How about you? Beep, beep, beep. That's not really like a thing. So there is a little bit of trepidation, but the more they understand, listen, these are the only people that are doing anything. And we're the ones that have the talent, man. We're the ones that are in a position to really make a difference, because if you want talent that are worth a damn, you got to go through us. We're the gatekeepers. So if we band together, and if you go to our website, voagentalliance.com, you see our pledges, and every agency that is that's accepted into the alliance has said we're going to adhere to these standards. So if they all of us, the ones that are, again, the gatekeepers between voice seekers and voice talent, the best talent out there, say we're going to operate ethically. We're going to tell you where your money's going to go. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for the talent that we represent, and it's a no-brainer for voice seekers. For the clients, they know, hey, listen, these are people that are not going to rip me off, that are going to give me access to the best talent that are out there, and it's going to be a smooth process. So again, it's us or nothing at this point, and that's why we're here.
Okay, so as talent, and as someone who uses the services of an agent, how much, is it going to affect what we do? I mean, is there things that you want us as talent to do to help you guys out?
Yeah. Go to social media, check us out there, share. If you're an agent, everybody's got a million agents. If they're not part of the alliance, ask them why. It's affecting talent. Carol and I and everybody else in the alliance, we're not using Voice Bank anymore. That's affecting talent, obviously to a degree, because there were opportunities that were there that they're not having those opportunities anymore. We were discussing today that there are some clients that are moving away as well. So there are tough decisions being made, but as far as if talent understand what we're doing, and again, there's going to be more and more talent outreach to, again, try to educate them. That's really the best help that we could get. We are primarily an organization, or what we are is an organization that is made up of agents, and we all have our own separate rosters. Again, we're not like some super agency that, we're kind of mingling our people. But as talent to help get the word out and to let people know, that we're there. That's really, some of the best help they could give us, I believe. How about you, Carol?
Yeah, I would also suggest that I don't know, I think talent know this, but maybe you don't know how much work we do, how much service work we do for your clients. I mean, we hold their hands from beginning to end. We explain to them how the whole casting service works. We explain to them how to listen to auditions. We explain to them how to book studios. We book studios for them. We explain to them how to direct talent. We are doing things like this every day. And so, maybe talent understanding that we're out there really working hard for you and for the clients to make the whole system work well is a good thing. We also have a number of talent with our agency who bring us jobs. They'll say, hey, I found this on Voice 123. The client likes me. I want somebody to negotiate it for me. And we do it for reduced commission to help our talent out so that they get good terms. I had a talent the other day who booked a huge union job through Voice 123. And they gave her a contract, and she said, will you look at the contract for me? And the contract was totally wrong. And I had to go educate the client about how to fill out their contract so that she got paid. And it was the difference between her getting $500 or $12,000. So there you go. We work hard.
Yeah, that's a pretty big, significant difference that you're trying to make sure that you don't miss out on. That's super important.
That's what we do. That's our job is to be there. Some faceless outsider online casting service or whatever they're calling themselves, even though they're acting as agents, they're not. You're not getting that hands-on treatment. So as a talent, obviously you're not getting that. But most importantly, as a client, you're not getting that. As a voice seeker, and that's really, in general, as an agent, you're always kind of walking this, this line where you're trying to make your talent happy and you're trying to make the client happy, and you're trying to come to terms that make everybody happy, and you're trying to come with a rate that makes everybody happy and that works within the budget, et cetera. And it's the same situation here. We are there to serve our talent. And we're trying to make sure that they're still in business, for God's sakes. They're not in business. I'm not in business. It's when talent go, oh, where's the check? Are you following up? I don't get paid unless you get paid, man. And that's really what's happening in general. So, this isn't about, we're trying to save our own hides. We're trying to save the industry in general because it's in a free fall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. If anybody has a question for Carol or Erik about this situation or what the VO Actors Agents Alliance is going to be doing to help us out, toss them into the chat room. Jack Daniel is sitting there comfortably on the couch, but he is accepting your questions, so we can throw those to Carol and Erik, and we'll discuss all of this stuff in a little bit more depth right after these messages.
Learn the latest in voiceover technology, business, and good old-fashioned acting.
I really like your bracelet. It's awesome.
Hey, Paul, where did you get that watch?
That's really cool.
And a hamburger with no cheese, please.
Every Monday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, only on voiceoverbodyshop.com.
All right, and we'd like to welcome a new sponsor to VoiceOver Body Shop, and that is voiceactorwebsites.com. Voiceactorwebsites.com. Always get the name of the sponsor right whenever you're reading a spot.
Never always get it right.
Right. There's something like that. Anyway, voiceactorwebsites.com is something that our good friend Joe Davis, who's also over at VoiceOver View,
right,
which is a great CRM program, and I talked about this a couple of years ago, and he's like, what can I really do to help the voiceover business? And I said, you know something, your voiceover website shouldn't be a pain in the butt. It should be easy. It should be simple to do. It shouldn't be super expensive. I'm tired of dealing with webmasters who are like, okay, it's $25 to add that comma, or what is it that you want on here? Well, I'm going to do all this artwork for you and create these amazing websites.
Or I need a bunch of changes. I need you to get a bunch of changes together first so that because I have a minimum charge, right?
Exactly. Right. I mean, and they're charging outrageous amounts for voice actor websites, and it's not the way I want to see it. I want to see it simple. I want to get it, if I want to have it in a week or two. How can we simplify that situation? Well, Joe, being he is the most interesting man in the world. Truly, if you know him. He came up with a great way to do it. We have very simple templates that are customizable and easy to work with. And because of that, you can get a great website at a great price, well designed, and only the important stuff. Some people like all sorts of stuff on their websites. All you need is your name, your demos, how to contact you, and of course, how to contact your agent, which is pretty important. So go over to voiceactorwebsites.com VoiceOverEssentials.com. Check it out. Check out the great work that they've done for me and a lot of other people, and that's where you should go. All right. Well, I have to do another live read, so hit a bumper, and then we'll come back and do the next one.
You got it.
All right.
Learn the latest in voiceover technology.
Business.
That good old-fashioned acting.
Hey, Paul, I really like your suit. Where did you get it? It looks good on you.
This is VOBS.
My life isn't dull, that's for sure. But one of our great sponsors, of course, has been with us for 6.5 years.
I know.
Harlan Hogan over at VoiceOverEssentials.com.
I can't believe it, Harlan. You're a true friend.
God bless you. He's helped us build this show and really make it happen.
Yeah.
And
a bedrock.
We are eternally grateful. But I was talking to him today because I try to talk to him like once a week and say, what is it that you want us to talk about tonight? And he wrote back, I'm on a 55-foot sailboat sailing the coast of Maine. And there's the actual boat that he is on. This is the picture he sent me. And he said he was doing a live read. Well, not a live read. He was doing a read and submitting an audition on the sailboat for a virtual reality tour for some museum using his Porta Booth Pro.
There you have it.
There's somebody endorsing his own product there. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great unit, and you can only get it in one place, and that's at VoiceOverEssentials.com. It's designed to be your on-the-road studio, and it works great in a hotel. It works great in your mother's, your old bedroom when you're visiting your mom. And it's also excellent, apparently, on a 55-foot sailboat, which is actually like, a big RV. I mean, it's probably
pretty much.
Great. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do this on a 17-foot
a big racing
RV.
boat.
Yeah, no. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff that he has and the innovative mind that he has. And he sells his stuff at VoiceOverEssentials.com. You should probably get yourself a Porta Booth Pro because it's probably the best way to go remotely. And it works with a lot of different mics. Great with the 416. But if you want one, go over to VoiceOverEssentials.com. Best way to go is to go to the bottom of the page here on our, it's all the way down. Yeah, it's right down there. There's a picture of, see the picture of Harlan down there?
Yeah, I found
Click on that. It'll take you right to VoiceOverEssentials.com, and you can purchase one of those or any one of the amazing products that he has over there at VoiceOver Essentials. Go over there and peruse the entire site. It's a lot of great stuff at a great price, and he backs up what he sells. Thanks, Harlan. You are amazing. God bless you, and thank you for being our sponsor. And we'll be right back talking with our guest, Erik Sheppard and Carol Rathe, right after this bumper.
In a world of audio, two men knew what they were doing,
right
or at least
back.
they have you convinced. They put the BS in VOBS.TV.
All right, and we are back. And what we've got our logo behind us here.
Ta-da! Our super logo.
Yes. Yeah. I like the Los Angeles thing a little bit more.
Me too.
It's
The
it's a
logo's
beautiful
little bit
city.
too bold. We like
Los Angeles. We're always discussing what do we want as the background. Well, it's Los Angeles at sunset. Oh, there we go. Los Angeles at
That's where we're at.
sunset. It's a beautiful city. It really is. Of course, it's on the other side of the hills here.
It's very close by.
Yeah, they call them mountains. Back in Western New York, we call those hills.
When my girlfriend Maxine's in town, she's like, "It's so cute how you call these things mountains. It's so adorable."
Yes,
she's in Colorado.
Yes, it's the high country. Yeah, well, it's beautiful in Boulder too.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're back with our guests, and again, if you have a question for them, just throw it in the chat room. Jack Daniel is there, and he will relay that question to us. And I guess one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about before we start getting into some of our audience questions is there are other associations that are working very hard to try and make the voiceover industry a better place. One of them I'm somewhat intimately involved with, worldvoices.org.
Yeah.
And it's been great to hear the agents say we need to team up with WOVO. Do you folks think that this is going to be something that's going to really revolutionize the business, that we can all work together in this kind of a way? Carol?
I do, because I think that agents have an important place in this business. I mean, I listen to every single audition our talent do. And when we listen, we will call the talent or write them immediately and say, your audition isn't working. Now, no website is going to do that for you. We listen to every demo that comes in, and we tell people right away if we think the demo isn't going to work for them and they're not going to be able to book. So nobody's going to do that for you. We explain to the clients why your rates are why they are. We're working directly with those clients to make sure you get good rates. I mean, there's so many things that an agent does for you that I don't know if everybody understands. But when I said we are the line in the sand, I believe that, because I believe that agents, we will stand our ground when sometimes a talent isn't able to. All the times when I have negotiated on behalf of a talent, when I haven't told them, that I've said to the client, no, you can't have that talent for less than this much, just daily. I mean, I do that all the time, but I know the talent would freak out if they heard me saying that. That's what I do for you. I stand up for you. And I think talent will always need that. The organizations are wonderful, but so are the agents. And I think we're stronger now with our alliance.
Erik?
Our organization is by and for agents. But the talent are it's a three-part thing. There's the talent and the agents and the clients. So you guys have more of a finger on the pulse of talent. So it's a no-brainer to work with you. So that if there's something that we're working on, and again, we're both kind of working towards the same goal, just in different ways. But again, it's a lot of this is because of talent. Like Carol was saying, and not to place blame squarely or anything like that. But talent they're in the service industry, basically. Even just a professional talent is so used to taking direction and being able to change on a dime, and you just get this mindset where, okay, yeah, what do you want next? What more can I do for you? That's why we check contracts. That's why we're there saying, this rate isn't big enough, because most of the time talent take it, and that's what happened. With so many talent just accepting these lower offers. So if we can stop that on the agent side, and then the talent can start saying, when we see talent using the voice strong hashtag, that's a talent right there. That's like, listen, I've had enough. This is nonsense. We're all in trouble here. I heard somebody saying, when you're accepting these rates, and I was so, it's becoming the new norm. They're saying, and when agents are doing it, especially, you're eating tomorrow's sandwich. So there's this thinking where it's just so short-sighted. Well, yeah, I'll have a few bucks in my pocket today, but that's way less bucks in your pocket tomorrow. And it's just not something that can continue, because people are out of business. There's folks that have been doing this. They've been in the game for decades. And they're like, hey, man, I'm out. I'm going to go sell real estate or something. And for most of us, I don't know what else to do. What are you kidding? This is all I've ever done in my life, and that's how most voice actors are. So, it's tough out there. So if everybody is united, if everybody is saying, hey, voice strong, we can't accept, this nonsense anymore. That's the only way things are going to change. People aren't just going to necessarily say, well, let me go back to paying those, high rates that I paid before, unless everybody is, puts the brakes on.
Okay, so again, this is one of those things. What is it that we can all do? And as I said, we're working together with our organizations and stuff. And there's got to be a way to solve this whole industry crisis. Some people are saying now's the opportunity to take charge of your own marketing and try to stop these pay-to-play sites from dominating the business. Is there something that the Agent Alliance can do to stop that?
Listen, we can't tell talent you have to get off of a website. All we could do is educate them. But if you're in a situation, I think what's happening, and people who are watching your show right now, I think for the first time, perhaps talent and agents are starting to question what's happening. And if they say, well, hey, you know, I'm in bed with an organization that's not operating ethically, that is contributing to my own downfall and the downfall of the entire craft, perhaps I shouldn't give them my money. You know, and it seems pretty simple, but it's difficult to make decisions where you think, you know, you go, wow, things are tough already as it is. So I don't want to get rid of any opportunities because then I'm really going to be in trouble. But if some of those opportunities that you're partaking in or supporting or writing a check to are part of the problem, it's self-defeating behavior. I mean, it's basically the definition of self-defeating behavior. So, you know, rethink things. You know, really think about where your dollar's going and think about who you're supporting and who you're not supporting and whether that's actually benefiting you in the long run or even in the very, very short run.
Well, I think this is a good time to go to some of the questions we've gotten from the audience. It's been a pretty active chat room tonight, I have to say. And I don't think it's just because we've been gone for 2 weeks. I think people really want to talk about this topic.
Yeah, but they missed us too.
They missed us, I know. Paul Stefano asks right off the top, will there be a limit on membership at agencies in the Alliance, or is it the more the better? It's a three-part question, so I'll ask you that one first.
I'll answer that. We do not have a limit to how many members we can have. We have standards for what members have to adhere to. And so if there are 150, 200, 250 agents out there who will adhere to standards of ethics and fair play and decent rates, we want them to be part of us. We do not accept every single agency that may want to be part of us, because if a talent or somebody has told us that that agency is operating unethically, we will get to the bottom of that before they're part of us. But sure, everybody's welcome.
Okay, great. But the second part of his question is what can we do as talent to help out the Alliance? I sort of alluded to it before, but any further thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, you know, it's really support us. Support, you know, Voice Strong hashtag has kind of been adopted by the Alliance. You know, again, follow us on social media, let people know what's happening. Talk to your other agents and find out if they're not with us, why aren't they? But most importantly, it's just understand that our end goal is your end goal. So, you know, if we're doing the work out there for talent and for other agents that haven't yet joined us, help out. You know, help out by supporting the right people. Help out by standing up and saying, I'm not going to take this crapola job today because I'm not. Yeah, I could, you know, I'd love to have another $200 in my pocket because it's beer money, but I'm not going to do it because, you know, this is a nonsense rate and it's hurting my industry. It's hurting my craft. Stand up for yourself is really the best thing that you could do for your industry as a whole. And, you know, as long as the industry is stronger, that's less work we have to do, for God's sakes. What we're really trying to do is get that word out. Voice strong, man. You know, stand up for yourselves. Don't lie down. Don't take garbage jobs. Don't take, you know, we're going to add this and add that, and it's a TV spot in perpetuity, and we're going to pay you $1,000. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
I think I got the title on this wrong. I think I spelled it wrong. Is it Voice Strong, not Voices Strong?
Yeah, it's just one.
Thank you. I'm going to fix that right now while I
fix that.
And Dan's going to.
That's the next question here.
Yeah, he's going to ask the next question.
Well, my good friend Pat Sweeney up in Toronto, wonderful guy. You know, where we like to talk about getting a pat on the back. Yeah, I'm going to get my picture on here while I'm talking. Anyway, okay, it's not relevant. Okay,
there you go.
Anyway, Pat wants to know, what are Carol and Eric's thoughts on SAG-AFTRA's comments that this has nothing to do with them, union actors? Great question there, Patty.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carol.
I don't know if the union offices and the union talent see what we're seeing. I've seen hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds of jobs come across my desk that should have been union, that used to be union, and that aren't anymore. I see the union losing ground in a nightmarish fashion. in this industry. And if you're a union talent or a union rep and you think this doesn't pertain to you, oh my gosh, you are living in a different reality. You're not seeing what we're seeing. So I would love to partner with the union. I love the union, used to be a union member myself and was very active, and I support the union, but get on board with us and see what's happening.
Listen, we're very pro-union. If all the voiceover jobs were union jobs, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation. But the point is, more and more are going non-union. Listen, our clients are, every year, Ad Age and them, I'll talk about, the agencies of the year. And these are our clients that we work with daily, who we used to do a bunch of, union stuff with. And now they're going non-union. They're going so far. We do a lot of commercial work. Where the whole commercials, they're going non-union. They're getting non-union on-camera actors to take advantage of the bargain basement voiceover rates that are out there because they could save so much money. So when you have talent that said, well, it doesn't affect me. And there was almost kind of like good, let all the non-union stuff just, swirl down the toilet because, it doesn't affect me. But there's a mentality out there that they're union talent and then they're just garbage talent. And that's not true because there's no distinction anymore. There's amazing talent that aren't union for a plethora of reasons. And every goddamn union talent out there, except for Bob Bergen, is doing non-union work. So, what's the difference now? So is it a union issue? It's absolutely a union issue. It's an issue for the union themselves. It's an issue for every union agency or any agency that does union work like ourselves. And it's absolutely a huge issue for union talent because the jobs are going elsewhere, man, because you got other people that are doing them for $50.
Yep. And as it is the union paying attention. Has this woken it up? I've been seeing several conversations on it online, and it doesn't appear that it's not even on some of the upper echelons radar there. And maybe it's time to create another form of representation for voice actors because they don't seem to care about voice actors a whole lot. Any thoughts on that?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. They're aware of us. Things move glacially slow over there, so we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think once they see hundreds of thousands of dollars being torn out of their pocket, they might look at this a little bit differently.
I don't know if they see voiceover as a priority there or not. I honestly don't know. So maybe it has not been on their radar, but I think voiceover is just a symptom of a greater issue that they need to pay attention to. And if they aren't, well, we have a Voiceover Asian Alliance coming along.
Excellent.
Listen, I can't speak, obviously on behalf of the union. But again, there is a mindset there of there's union and then there's pond scum, basically, like you just began, you're a newbie, or they call us, pre-union or whatever terminology they use nowadays. But their thrust and where the eye of Sauron is focused on is just on the union talent, on union projects. So when the non-union world was going to hell, it was a non-issue for them. This wasn't something that pertained to them because, again, there's, I can't speak for them, but there's this feeling of, oh, good, let it all go to hell. That's better for us. That's better for union talent and for union clients. But again, now that it's affecting the union world so much, I think everybody is seeing that we're really all in this together, union or not, or black and white and young and old and no.
All right, this one comes. Is this the final question we have right now?
For right now, yeah.
This one comes in from Devox. Always gets a good question.
Never misses a question every week.
Any more information about the finances involved in the Voices.com voice bank deal, like the price structure, and what we should be on the lookout for as talent?
Is the question about the voice structure at VoiceBank?
It says the Voices.com/VoiceBank deal price, structure. So price.
I think
structure,
I
not
think
a price structure. I guess.
I think what he means is, how is Voices.com going to control Voice Bank? And, where is the work going to go? And are they going to change the way Voice Bank works? Any thoughts on that?
How the heck would you know that?
Because I follow this stuff carefully.
But how would we as the industry know what their intentions are?
Well, that's the agents are going to know, because this is going to affect them.
Yeah.
Erik?
Obviously, they have a track record of nefariousness, if that's even a word. But the point is, we didn't stick around to find out. We left. Voice Bank was, we loved it there. As of late, there hasn't been as many opportunities there for agents. Things have gone down, but that's, again, across the board. That's what we've been discussing while we're here. But it was a hit for us to leave, for sure. As far as the finances now, I don't know, because we're not there. I could guess as to the previous owner's finances, and I'm sure that he's doing very well now, and he's sleeping on a pile of money. So good for him. We paid his mortgage for years and years, and then he sold us out. If you want to sell your business, that's good for you. That's one thing. But when you've been supported by agents, and then you sell out to an entity which has all agents in their crosshairs because they want to run every voiceover project there is, man, that was a real slap in the face. So I hope he got paid a lot and he sleeps well.
All righty. Well, guys, we are so thrilled that you've organized and gotten together, and it's interesting because, as you were saying, that you guys don't really get together that much the way us voice actors do. Yeah. Is there an agents convention out there in the future? I mean, could be a lot of fun. But it's great to see that that it's being organized, that the problems in the industry are being addressed by the people who really have a lot of control, and, as you said, as the gatekeepers of the industry. And as talent, we really appreciate that you've jumped on the bandwagon with this, and that we can all work together to make it work. So thanks.
Hear, hear.
Can I say one more word?
You certainly can, Carol.
Get the last word.
Get fist in the air.
All the many years I have been in this industry, one of my prime ways of working was to value myself and value my talent. And I would just suggest to every talent out there, every other agent out there, every studio, everybody in this business, value yourself. Do not sell yourself short, and you will not regret it.
Guys, thanks so much for being on the show tonight and explaining this all to us, and got a good feeling about it. I think it's gonna help out a lot. So have a great week, and we'll talk. I know, Erik, I'm going to be talking to you soon.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I know. That's the way it goes. All right, we'll be right back to wrap things up here on Voiceover Body Shop right after these.
Thanks for joining us once again for another episode of Voiceover Body Shop.
Are you confused about how to set up and maintain a professional quality voiceover studio? No wonder. The information out there is mostly mythology. This is the best microphone to use. You have to have a preamp. You need a soundproof booth. This software is the best. Your audio must be broadcast quality. Consult with someone who knows the truth. Someone who's been there, in the trenches, doing voiceover for over 30 years. Someone with unparalleled experience with voiceover studios, who's worked with hundreds of voice actors and designed hundreds of personal studios. He knows how to teach and cares about your success. In one of the harshest environments known to voiceover, your home. Dan Leonard, the Home Studio Master. Separate myth from fact and get a handle on your personal voiceover studio. Contact the Home Studio Master at homevoiceoverstudio.com. Drop off a specimen of your dry audio for a free analysis.
Hey, where are you on your voiceover journey? Where would you like to be?
Well, whether you're just getting into voiceover or you're a seasoned pro looking to take it up another notch, the VO Dojo is here to help you take your voiceover career all the way. Now, it's not just a class or another workshop. It's an integrated curriculum that's designed to guide, support, connect, and accelerate you every step of the way from, to working pro. The fall session is enrolling now. And if you're just starting out, the next You Should Do Voiceover intensive is coming up. It was just this last week, actually.
Oh, it was.
But they're going to do it again. So let's make sure you go on over there. And if you're already on your way, they're accepting applications for the fall sessions of their Mystery to Mastery program. It's an intense program for intense people who are ready to have what they are after in the voiceover world. So if you're a working pro, our Nth Degree Weekly Working Pro workouts will refocus, refresh, and revitalize like a good shampoo. And the VO Dojo Pro Fight Club will connect you with the top decision makers in the biz. CBS promo producer JJ Jurgens was there. She's going to be there actually on September 18th. Great gal. She's tops in the business. So go to the vodojo.com and set up a free 15-minute voiceover once-over call today. That's the vodojo.com.
Your dynamic voiceover career requires extra resources to keep moving ahead. Now there's one place where you can explore everything the voiceover industry has to offer. That place is voiceoverextra.com. Whether you're just exploring a voiceover career or a seasoned veteran ready to reach that next professional level, stay in touch with market trends, coaching, products, and services while avoiding scams and other pitfalls. VoiceOver Extra has hundreds of articles, free resources, and training that will save you time and help you succeed. Learn from the most respected talents, coaches, and industry insiders when you join the online sessions, bringing you the most current information on topics like audiobooks, auditioning, casting, home studio setup and equipment, marketing, performance techniques, and much more. It's time to hit your one-stop daily resource for voiceover success. Sign up for a free subscription to newsletters and reports and get 14 bonus reports on how to ace the voiceover audition. It's all here at voiceoverextra.com. That's voiceoverextra.com.
One.
Whew, that was a lot of stuff.
Yes, it was. Had to cram them all in there at the end.
But yeah, I know. But
thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Yeah, and again, thanks to our sponsors for helping us out with that. Next week on this very show, great friend, great guy, Fred Fries, who's a voiceover talent, and his podcast, The Voiceover Peddler Interviews, which I've been on.
Oh, nice.
He hasn't played it yet. He hasn't distributed it yet.
Ooh,
but he's also the son of Paul Fries, who was a great character voice actor from our childhood. Maybe some of you remember Colonel Peach Fuzz or Captain Peach Fuzz from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Not related to Chris Fries, which is a different name.
Exactly.
Who's now known as Fries.
Right, and he spells his name differently. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Tough
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And Fred Fries will be with us next week, and we're going to have a great time with him. On September 25th, Tish Hicks from the VO Dojo will be here. We'll talk about the VO Dojo and the voiceover education business in general. Coming up in a couple of weeks, yes, on the 16th of October, John Gidcombe, casting director of Loop De Loop ADR Looping Group in LA, for all top box office movies, Marvel movies, all the Planet of the Apes movies. So he's doing all that ADR stuff. So that should be interesting. And we're talking with Maurice LaMarche to get him back on the show and get him here in our studio. But not in his underwear.
We just hooked you in. Now you have to
be
come
here
on the show, Maurice.
All right. All right. Who are our donors of the week?
Well, we've got a recurring donation that we just got from Tracy H. Reynolds. Thank you so much. He does a new donation pretty much every episode, which is really, really
for
kind.
years.
Thank you. So nice. Another one scanning through here, Erik Aragoni, another one of our
perennial
episode.
donors.
Yeah, so kind of you. Thank you. Christy Burns, she is an active donor that donates every month automatically through our website. You can do one-time donations for a topic you thought was really good. Maybe we had the least amount of mistakes in one episode ever. Not tonight. And so you want to donate for that reason, whatever it is. But if you want to do an ongoing, you can do that too. Like one from voiceoverdude.com, Cam Cornelius. He subscribes every month. Another one from Don Griffith. There's a lot here to read because we've been off the air for a couple weeks. Martha Kahn, good friend of ours.
Hi, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. Coming down the list, moving on. Antland Productions, still donating to the show. Thanks, Uncle Roy. Shanna Pennington Baird, another sustaining donor. Rolling back further, and we get back to our previous episode again. So a lot of names donating. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we can't do this show without you guys. I mean,
really helps.
we love you watching the show, but we love you supporting the show as well, so we can make it as error-free as possible and make it the high-quality production that you come to expect every week. Let's see here. The voiceover today was done by the great John Taylor. John, please come visit us. Don't hang out in Palm Springs. You need to come and visit us. We're working on a new intro. We keep saying that, but actually, if you've been noticing, it's changing a little bit every week.
Yeah.
So
I do want to make a mention that Diane Scorch,
yes,
is that correct now?
She couldn't make it. She lives in Atlanta.
She wanted to be here tonight. She had no electricity, and she emailed us from her phone probably, and was wondering if she could have joined us by audio. And unfortunately, during the show, I couldn't see the emails coming in. I have too many things, so we apologize, Dan. She wanted to be here. She really tried, but we couldn't get her on. So apologies to her.
She lost power, internet, all that stuff in Atlanta.
Yeah, and yet, despite all of that, she
still
was still trying to be on the show tonight. Thank you, Diane.
All righty. Let's see here. We still have the show logs. Jack DeGolia is still out there writing every word we say. Access those here on our website. The podcast version?
Podcast is available on Stitcher and iTunes, and anywhere you find podcasts, just type in VOBS. You'll find it.
All right. And make sure you take the survey when you're at our website. Also, if you want to be in our studio, we tell you this every week, and people will say, hey, I'm going to be in L.A. Can I come visit?
Yes, you can.
You sure as heck can. You are welcome here, especially if you are a loyal VOBS viewer. And if you're not, no, we take all comers here. It's a great time. It's like our weekly poker game, and we love having guests here, seeing the show live. So if you are going to be in the greater Los Angeles area, or you live around the corner here in Sherman Oaks, just email us, theguys@vobs.tv, and we will get you in here to see the show live, and you can see how all the magic happens.
It is magic, I'll tell you that.
It is. Well, again, we need to thank our sponsors, Vizzy Video Demos,
Harlan Hogan's Voiceover Essentials,
Voiceover Extra,
Source Elements,
VO2GoGo,
and the Rehearsal app as well.
Yep. The VO Dojo, and
VoiceOver View.
Well, no, it's Voice Actor Websites now.
That's right. It's Voice Actor Websites.
VoiceActorWebsites.com. Go over there and get yourself a great website. All righty. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Our thanks, of course, to Marcy for letting us be out here in the garage. Our producer, Catherine Curran, for doing a great job booking guests for us.
Jack Daniel here in the audience, who has been doing our show
get
notes.
a shot. You got a shot of Jack there?
If I click the right
we could all
combination of buttons.
Yeah, we could all use a shot of Jack. There we are.
Oh, we all need a shot of Jack.
That's right. And, of course... our floor producer, Andrew Bushwitz, wasn't here tonight.
No, that was
you were doing
my
the job
tonight.
So thanks to George.
You probably noticed.
Yeah.
It was not the smoothest of shows.
Yes, and Lee Penny, of course, for being Lee Penny. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. We shall be back next week.
Yes, we will.
Can't wait. So join us here on VoiceOver Body Shop. Keep working out there. Keep practicing. If you need help, the two of us are here to help you out. So anyway, I'm Dan Leonard.
I'm George Whittam.
And this is VoiceOver
Body Shop,
or VOBS. Have a great week, everybody.
Ciao.
Every Monday, 9 Eastern.
Oh, you survived.
I love when they talk BS about VO.
Well, now I have control of the teleprompter. That would have been...
You're still watching
All the times I
VOBS?
leave the mic open.